All right, let's talk to Alfred Ratcliff, and Alfred's got a boxing event coming up. He's going to smash someone's face. What date is that? We'll get to that. We got other details here in a second.
Yeah.
What date?
March 18th.
Okay, so you got a few months to.
Have you started your training camp yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first question, Alfred. I knew you as a Guthrie football player.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You were one of the reasons why there was almost a fight in the press box at Ardmore.
Sign of things to come.
It was a sign to come. Alfred had the biggest hit maybe in Guthrie history.
Yes.
And it happened to be the Ardmore's defensive coordinator's kid.
Son.
And he didn't like it, and he came into our radio booth.
We tried to get it. Yeah.
No, he came into our radio booth thinking the coaches were in there, but it was us radio, and we were like, what in the world? He stormed in there, and I was like, what? And so then he went to the next one where the coaches were, and there was a little scuffle, no fight, no punches or anything.
That would have ended badly for him. We had about 5 coaches over 3 bills.
Yeah. But he was mad because of the hit.
It's normally Phil starting fights in the press box.
That's not true.
That's cap.
That's cap. That's cap. I'm a lover.
Anyway, so what year was that, Alfred?
2009.
2009. Wow. All right. So now with EMI.
Yes, sir.
And we had Terry Bobo as a part of the segment at media is our Chamber Vibes with Brittany, and she interviewed Terry Bobo on her podcast, and what a great company here. I mean, it's amazing how big of an impact they have.
Well, it's a great place to be. I've worked at a lot of different places, but I've never been somewhere where I enjoyed it so much and worked with so many good people.
Yeah, and
is Crystal Flurry as mean as she is? I hear.
Oh no, she's an excellent woman.
So she got a front up there.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Well, her husband would drive anybody to be a little mean. I mean, I saw Jeff in Oklahoma City last week at a restaurant. He didn't even offer to buy him a meal.
Man, Tommy says, I know Alfred from Rage in the Cage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. On Easty Cage fight.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a boxer.
Yes, sir.
How and when did this all come about?
Professional boxer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you got your card.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you know this out of high school? During high school? Tell us about how it all went down.
I've always kind of wanted to do it and just ran into an opportunity and took it and just ran with that. I started out cage fighting. I went 3-1 doing amateur cage fighting, and then I started doing pro boxing after I blew my knee out in 2017.
Now, Alfred, I've known you probably a little longer than Chris.
Probably.
Alfred, full disclosures, like one of my sons, spent half his life at our house growing up.
Yes, sir.
One of my son Ty's absolute best friends in the world. Of course, Jake considers you a brother too, obviously, but we had a whole posse, and there was one common rule at our house about when he decided. I don't know when Alfred decided, but all of his friends knew pretty early on not to throw hands with Alfred. It was pretty well established. I'd say, well, can you whip him? Yeah, I think I'd take him. How about him? Yeah. You want to fight Alfred? Nope. He's fast. So it's I think all of us that grew up, or watching you grow up, I should say, knew that you always loved to compete, knew that you always loved contact. You sure weren't afraid of it. But when did it? When did you? I know you after you tore up your knee, but what was the? Because that's a big thing to say. I'm gonna go try to get my pro boxing card or license and go out and fight. That's not a normal thing most people decide to go do.
Well, I did 4 amateur cage fights.
Yeah.
And amateur don't get paid, so I figured if I'm going to do it and take the risk of getting hurt for free, I might as well get paid to get hurt.
That's right. That's right. And now, talk a little bit about the. I know your last fight you won by was it TKO or by KO?
It was a TKO.
TKO.
Threw the towel in.
And I'll be honest with you, when I saw the picture of that cat, I thought, he looked like he looked like he had a little. He actually looked bigger than you.
Everybody's bigger than me.
Well, weight class you fight at?
154.
154?
Yes, sir.
I used to be 154. Is that
Well, we were all 7.
6th grade, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been a professional boxer then?
For 4 years now.
4 years. Okay. Offense is fun.
Yes, sir.
But the defense, help me here. when you
That's
get
a lot more important than offense, Chris.
when you get tagged and it hurts, how do you put that behind you to continue on?
Adrenaline.
But you feel it though, obviously. But
Really, you don't feel it till afterwards. But then you really, like the one y'all came to, that
Right.
next, I felt it.
That was a long
That
night.
was rough.
But that's part of fighting too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be nights when it's your night. There's gonna be, and that kid, the fight we're talking about with Alfred,
He was 6'4".
and he was, you know, he
He's
was
long-
at
I
a.
mean,
He
long,
could tell
yeah.
he had been boxing much longer than you have.
Oh, he's doing excellent right now as a professional kickboxer.
I mean, this guy had elite skills. I mean, you could see just how he moved in the ring.
I can imagine he had like 3 feet on you on range, range, right?
It was
yeah.
insane.
Oh my gosh.
But just like Alfred always does, even in that fight, there was a couple times we're looking at each other, just being honest, saying, "Why does he just go down, Alfred? Just go down." And remember, Alfred caught him. You remember that?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
because and really, it wasn't. It was more about your your gas in that deal, right? You're running out of gas.
Had to put on so much weight.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I don't think you had the best training camp. I think there
No,
was a
I
few
didn't.
distractions and stuff
There
going on,
definitely
but then this next fight, last fight you had, a whole different story.
Yes, sir.
Whole different story. So walk me through kind of what's a typical training day, because you have a full-time career, you're a dad of beautiful sons.
Yes, sir.
So you've got a full plate. So how do you blend in a training camp? Now, I know you stay in shape all the time, but how do you blend in all the time it requires to do a training camp along with a career and kids and all the other stuff?
It's just something I want to do, so I always try to make time for it, and usually I sacrifice sleep for it.
As you get older, you sacrifice sleep when you don't want to,
But it's worth it at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into it, but what I get out of it is just as important.
so you do road work,
Yes, sir.
right? So you do road work. Where do you go to get sparring time in and things like that?
Okay, so there's really, I really don't go to any gym around here. I train with Laron Parker. He
Yeah.
holds mitts for me, and I spar with him. He has a high IQ of the sport.
Another great Blue Jay,
Yes, sir.
former Blue Jay.
Fastest man I've ever seen in my life.
Guy could fly, there's no doubt.
Was it 4.27?
I saw the day he ran that,
427.
and he
Wow.
works for the city
City
of
of
Guthrie.
Guthrie. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
L.A. Ron.
yeah. L.A. Ron.
Oh,
Oh boy, that's a problem.
what happened? Well, the audio's still working.
Well, the audio's still working. Chris, we got our crack technical team back on the job here. So LaRon works mitts for you and does all that good stuff. And so, do you get any real sparring time in?
Honestly, no.
Chris and Ronnie have some free time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I can get them there.
Well, honestly, I've started to figure out that it's really doesn't hurt me to not spar that much.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that people will come into the fight and they're kind of beat up and worn down when
Yeah.
it comes time.
Yeah,
And it's more like just like me doing 7-on-7.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like non-contact training.
Yeah.
It's just as efficient.
So what you do is you run. So how many miles a day are you running?
6.
6 miles a day. You do heavy bag, speed bag, mitt work,
Yes, sir.
right? All that stuff, and I'm sure other agility
Yes, sir.
drills just to work on your quickness and your lateral movement and all
A
that
lot
stuff,
of
right?
running and bike riding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I got to ask this because I know your mom and dad very well, two wonderful people. What do they think about this?
They think I'm crazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, so in the same
They think
category
I'm
as the rest
crazy,
of
but
us.
they
Okay.
support it.
No, I know. Yeah,
They
and
support it.
because it's a brutal sport.
It is.
I mean, it's a brutal sport. It's a wonderful sport, I think.
Yeah.
But it's very few people, I think, have what it takes to, number one, put themselves out there in that way to potentially lose, knowing that there's most fights, if they're matched correctly, it's 50-50, right? So their egos won't even allow them to do that.
Oh, you got to. It takes a lot of being humble.
Yeah, you got to be humble. I think you got to be really you got to be confident in who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it. I think that's a big thing as well.
Oh, it is. The most important is just doing the work.
Yeah.
Doing the work. It sucks. You don't want to do it, but you have to do it. You have to get up every day. You have to run.
Does that bleed over into your other career, your profession at work with with
EMI?
EMI?
No, sir. It works out well, and they're really understanding and really helpful with it too.
Yeah, and that's what I guess I meant was that work ethic, right? I mean,
Yes,
I would
sir.
think those two cross over pretty well. I know Terry would be supportive. He's that kind
yes,
of
sir.
guy, but that's awesome. So if people want to do learn more about the fight, the location, tell everybody about it again. Give them the date. Tell them about the location in a pretty good sized venue.
Yes,
this
sir.
time
It's
around, yeah.
the Oklahoma City Convention Center,
Okay.
and it's March 18th.
Okay. What time the fights kick off?
I'm not 100% sure.
When do they
yet.
typically a typical fight?
Usually
night?
around 7.
Okay. Okay. Because the last fight I was at with you was at Remington Park.
Yes, sir.
And so this one's at the convention center. And so how many rounds will you guys be going?
6.
6 rounds. So the
How long?
rounds are increasing as well as you gain.
Yes, sir.
Is that based on experience?
Yes.
Okay. So the more fights you have, the more rounds you'll go.
With 5-minute rounds, 3-minute rounds,
3 minute.
Sorry.
3-minute rounds. That's a long time. 3 minutes. You all right?
Chris, a lesser athlete would have went completely down. That was, Romney, why don't we ever get that kind of stuff on video when it happens, Chris?
I missed it.
You didn't see that?
I heard it.
Alfred and I saw it, didn't we? Hey, up top, baby. That a lesser athlete would have bit it right there, but.
And dropped everything in their hand.
Oh, yeah, no, he came up like a champ,
Goodness gracious.
You okay?
I'm good.
Whew. Well, we're back on
I feel like I went 6 rounds with Alfred.
Well, he wouldn't be awake if that happened.
No, that's not.
Okay, so back to the pain. And Tommy says just push through the pain. That sounds good, but man, I guess the famous Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until they get hit in the mouth, but is it just pure adrenaline? And do you learn from every time? Because obviously you have to learn to manage that more and more.
It's adrenaline, and after a while, you kind of just get used to it and moving through it.
So where does it hurt the most when you get punched? Like right in the middle of the nose, or on where does it hurt the most?
Let me qualify this. Chris has never been punched. True?
Or have you
Nothing
thrown
wrong
have you
with
ever thrown a
that,
punch?
but true.
I don't think I have.
Open hand slapped once.
Yeah,
We don't talk about that.
4th grade. No,
Fourth
that's
grade.
yeah.
That's off topic. Yeah.
I had a broken nose. That is not fun.
Ooh.
That is not fun. I had my lips split all the way to the gums.
And a big part of the problem is, I know, unfortunately, from not being good at fighting but enjoying it in my youth, is when you get a broken nose, your ability to breathe and see is gone. I mean, your eyes are watering so bad you can't see anything. You can't breathe, so that's when your mouth gaps open, which makes you more susceptible when you get hit again.
Yeah.
I mean, so if your nose gets broke, it's kind of a downhill battle from there, or an uphill battle from there.
A few questions.
Yeah.
Matt Hattie, Alfred, what is that pointing to random thing in the air? Haha, old high school inside joke. Uh-oh.
Matt Hattie.
Justin Chapman.
That's right. I love it.
Marie says, where is the video? I'm not sure what she's referring to. You guys talking about a video?
I think when the video we lost
the video
well.
before our crack technical crew hopped on and fixed it.
I got to fix.
Shout out to Marie from Circle F Gym. They
Oh yeah. Oh Marie. Oh yes.
Yes, sir.
She's the manager, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. We just had chamber coffee there last week. Marie's a very nice lady.
It's a very nice, clean facility. It's
Really is.
really good people that work there.
Yeah. And I know I saw you had posted something thanking them for their support. And,
Yes, sir.
And yeah, absolutely.
Dan says, different breed, being prepared is key.
Yeah.
What's prepared? I mean, as a boxer, what's being prepared? Is it watch how your opponent boxes, or is it you're moving?
Being prepared.
Yeah, physically, yeah.
Because it's so taxing on you. It's so hard. 3 minutes is forever.
Tell my wife.
Stop!
What?
Good grief.
This is open mic, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
By the way, be sure to subscribe to Second Banana Media on Facebook. Also, a lot of people watching on News Page Facebook. Be sure to watch on Second Banana Media.
But when you get down in the later rounds, is your drilling still going? I mean, don't you start feeling the punches more in the 4th, 5th round?
Around then, the adrenaline's still going, but the body's not going. It's
okay.
rough.
Okay, I imagine.
It's
Yeah.
rough. That's when it's like, getting knocked out doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah.
It's not a bad back door when you need it.
No.
Put me to sleep. I'm over it.
I hope I didn't missed this question. If not, I want to make sure. What about your mama? We went to the one fight that you went to, and she's your biggest cheerleader. But is she like?
That was the first fight she ever went to.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one. Wasn't a good first fight.
No, not at all. That's when we're explaining on the car ride home. Mom, I'm better than this. I promise.
She couldn't have been when you were dominating in MMA fighting.
Yeah, no, not at all.
She didn't go to any of those.
No, she shows up when I'm fighting 6'4", 170-pound guy.
Yeah. Landry Chappell said, I saw Alfred's first knockout, Ardmore, Oklahoma. And we talked about that at the beginning. Well, started all.
You know, it is legendary. I mean, it is legendary. Your knockout is legendary. I mean, for old guys like us, we talk about it all the time. It's brought up over lunch. We usually have the discussion about Alfred's knockout hit in Ardmore probably, 4 times a year?
Well, here's another one. Brian Couch. I mean, he saw some Guthrie football. Get up under his chin like you did the boys down in Ardmore. Everybody knows legendary. About that.
It was absolutely, and I know we just said this, but that truly was. It was one of those hits where everybody went, "Oh!"
Yeah.
It was violent.
Marie wants to know, how do you prepare mentally for the event? Not physically, but mentally.
Just by really trying to get a grip on the situation and putting it in front of me and understanding what I'm going to go through and understanding how difficult it is and just making sure that I'm prepared to really take on anything that comes from the situation.
All right.
I thought you were going to say red bellies. Remember red bellies? This is G-rated.
Yeah.
So you remember the red bellies? Tell Chris and Ronnie, once you were officially welcomed into our house, what did you have to take? Remember the red belly? I'd have you lift up your shirt
and
whack you in the
like
belly
with Flair.
I'd give them the Ric Flair slap on their belly, and it turned red, and it was a red belly.
Except mine.
Yeah, well. I'm just glad you didn't hit me back.
Good transparency, Alf. Okay, as I was fixing equipment and dodging tables and lights and
saving
cameras
lives.
and saving lives, March, what is the fight?
March 18th.
March 18th. At what location?
The Oklahoma City Convention Center.
Oklahoma City. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
Nice.
We will be there.
Yeah.
We will be there.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
So if I want to follow you, or Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alfred Ratcliff, Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I have a page. It's Alfred Zeus Ratcliff on Facebook.
Alfred Zeus Ratcliff.
Yes, sir.
Zeus?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another person I want to bring up, I see a lot, former Blue Jay, and I don't think it's boxing, but very active, John King.
John Kane.
King?
King. I don't think.
Don't know. Okay. Yeah, he was an 02, so he's
Yeah.
He's a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very accomplished as well. So.
Oh yeah, I remember John. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
So
Was Chris nice to him?
Probably.
Okay.
He's nice to everybody.
So so if I want tickets, how do I go about getting tickets? Can I ask you? Can I go online, or how's that work?
Generally about 3 to 4 weeks before the fight, I'll have tickets, and you can always order them online under my name. I'm not sure what the promo code to get it under my name is, but when I do, I'll give it to you.
So
we'll make sure and get that out.
Yes, sir.
We'll promote that.
But they can reach you. Just
Definitely,
send you a
anytime.
message via Facebook or.
Yes, sir. And tickets are generally $35.
Yep. Yeah. It's multiple fights.
Yes, sir.
Multiple fights.
It's multiple.
Yeah, it's multiple fights and always in a great venue.
Yes, sir.
Great venue. So.
Nicest place I've fought at yet.
Yeah.
So how many matches are usually in a night?
I think this one's having 8 or 10.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of
$35.
fights.
That's
No,
awesome.
it's a lot of fights. It's a good time and.
Less than $5 a match.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of them are shorter than others.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. So, your upcoming opponent, real quick.
Oh.
Do you know anything about him?
Oh yeah.
His name is Maurice Grissetti. He's from Oklahoma City.
Boo.
From where?
Oklahoma City.
Maurice?
He's a good guy.
Dang it. Alfred likes him.
I'm not one to trash talk. He's a good guy.
Yeah. So, how many fights does he have?
This is his second fight. He
Okay.
won his first fight. He was on the card at the last fight I had. He had a knockout in the first round.
And you got to know him a little bit there, probably at the
Yes,
fight,
sir.
just being back in the locker room and
Yes, sir.
getting
Just
ready. And
talking to
yeah,
people.
yeah.
So if he's a nice guy, how do you turn it on?
It's a sport.
It's like
It's a switch.
a switch. Oh, that's like over the top.
It's
like a switch.
Now you're talking Chris.
Yeah.
Now you're
Lincoln
talking
Hawk.
Chris.
Over the top is arm wrestling movie.
Yeah.
Young folks.
Yeah. It's
arm
like a
wrestling for
switch.
semi.
That's right.
That's right.
Boom.
He was raised right.
Absolutely.
Alfie was raised right.
Big time.
He was raised right. Well, Alfred, we really appreciate you coming on, and as time goes by, you get more information, get to us, and
Yep.
we'll have you back on later on, maybe a couple weeks or a week or so before the fight, and you can talk a little bit more about how your training camp went and just get all that information out at that time. But I'll say this, we're all very proud of you. You're doing great in life. Both in sport and in your profession, and I can speak to this, absolute fabulous daddy, fabulous father. The boys were over, came swimming this summer and hung out. And
Alfred, you do red billies at your house with your kids?
better say
No, laws are different now.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. What's statute limitations on that kind of thing?
You're still under them.
I'm under them, okay.
No, we're all adults now. That's
We're all
okay.
done. Well, I ain't trying it on you now. Alfred, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it. And just keep doing what you're doing. You're making a lot of people proud.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
You bet,
Thank
brother.
you, Alfred.
Thank you.